We have a very concerning and a quite dangerous weather pattern that's coming around the corner, everyone. So I'm going to speak slowly so you can understand exactly what I'm saying. Less drama as possible. Nothing added to this video. I just want you to see the pattern we're going into. And I'm not talking about the one that starts for tonight, goes all through tomorrow and Monday. That's still a powerful storm in itself. Strong tornadoes, possibly some of them long-lived. Very large hail, anywhere from 2 to 3 inches, looking like eggs coming out of the sky. What's going to bring after that is even stronger, even bringing stronger damaging winds with it as well. And it's going to be a long duration pattern. The setup we have is just perfect for a long duration weather pattern. Let me show you something. So you can see for this afternoon, we're still going to get some thunderstorms building up across the south over here for Louisiana, Mississippi, going to a little bit of Alabama, a little bit of Tennessee. We're also going to have some thunderstorms building up for southern Florida. While you get this big snowstorm, freezing rain, some thunderstorms going across the Midwest and the Great Lakes. This is going to last all the way until late tonight till around midnight. Then you see some of the thunderstorm cells are pretty strong cells that's passing through for Iowa, southern Minnesota as well. And you have this thunderstorms moving across from Louisiana going towards Mississippi, Alabama, Florida Panhandle all the way through the morning. While you get this group of thunderstorms growing all the way from northern Texas into Oklahoma, some of southern Kansas, and that goes all the way towards Missouri and Illinois, bringing some chances for tornadoes with that atmosphere. Now, this is going to carry north all morning long to about lunchtime for tomorrow. Then you're going to get a lot of storms building while you still get more freezing rain, more snow across Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, the UP. But you're going to have thunderstorms brewing all the way towards Michigan, all the way from Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. The cells in Illinois from eastern Missouri, Illinois through central Indiana is very concerning looking cells. That could be some of the long track possible tornadoes that could come out of that line of storms. While you start to get a group of storms building all the way from northern Florida now going across Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, all the way until tomorrow evening. Then it moves across for eastern Michigan. You're starting to get a little southern in all these storms. So southern Illinois, southern Indiana, and a little bit of central and southern Ohio all the way for tomorrow night. And this is going to move across Tennessee and Kentucky as you go by later for tomorrow night and moving towards the early AM for Monday. This is where the storm starts building again for central and northern Mississippi, going through Alabama. Looks like a linear event, so you can't rule out a QLCS tornado as well. Now, this is going to continue going towards the east with more severe weather and flow right back up for Monday all the way from New England all the way towards Florida again. Then we're going to get our next weather pattern coming in, and that weather pattern is going to stay for quite some time. So as you go through for later this evening, still showing around 7 or 8 o'clock, this is where your significant tornado primers really factors in these storm cells growing in the south central and the central plains. So once you go through 7, 8, 9 o'clock, look how it starts building with confidence in the south central for a good atmosphere for these storms to grow. And this is right where you're starting to get a little bit of storms moving through for eastern Kansas, but it starts building even more going through Oklahoma. And then it starts coming through northern Texas while you have a lot of this favorable environment. It factors in shear, dew points, precipitation, winds, everything for your significant tornado primers. And this is going off the charts. So you need to watch out for a chance for a strong tornado as that comes through all the way till midnight and then early AM. This is where everything's going to move a little bit further towards the north. So as you have that chance for northern Texas, possibly around the DFW area, you can see how it favors as that moves through Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana. And this is where your thunderstorms is brewing. So as it starts moving from Texas towards Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, it gets more and more intense with this line of storms. So now you're starting to get these little supercells in front of it, the little discrete cells that's going into a favorable environment to where you could easily get a spin up of a tornado. So here you are on those thunderstorms going all the way through Michigan as you go through tomorrow evening. And you can see those thunderstorms building up some strong looking cells all the way from western Michigan and southern, all the way through Indiana, central and southern Illinois, and still a little bit of southeastern Missouri as that comes through for tomorrow afternoon. Now remember, this is central time right here above my head. And look how that carries all even along a little bit of Ohio as well. Starts going through Kentucky, some of southern Illinois, and some through Tennessee as well. But you have a nasty group of storms that's going to stay there for a few hours. And as you go through later in the evening, now it's going to move through Tennessee and Kentucky, a little bit lower in the atmosphere. This is where your instability is, where a lot of your strong dew points as well. And this is where the thunderstorm still could get a QLCS tornado as you go overnight. Talking about nocturnal tornadoes now as you go through Monday morning, overnight Sunday into Monday morning, as this whole line of storms congeals all the way from Tennessee and Kentucky, all the way towards northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, showing themselves across Mississippi and Alabama really have a good chance of becoming tornadic after it goes by early in the morning. So this whole line of storms, you're just going to watch out for a chance for a tornado, a QLCS tornado. This is where you have the quasi-linear convective system. It's just not quite in a straight line, but you can see these cells, how they're starting to look very concerning, especially as you go by early in the morning for Monday before this congeals together and becomes more of a damage and wind event. Still can't rule out a QLCS tornado, but this is where you need to watch out for any kind of discrete cells that can get pulled up right in front of this line as you go by for Monday morning. So we're going to watch out for that as well, because that's going to boom right back up from the southeast going towards the northeast. So on this first storm system, let's go through your alerts. First, let's go through the tornado threat, because you do have your significant severe chances for EF2, EF3 tornadoes in this black section right here. Be aware of this. Also have the 5% in the brown, the 2% in the green. Here's your cities and states at risk for the tornado threat as you go into tomorrow. Also the wind threat. You also have significant severe on that as well. And what this means is you can get hurricane force winds coming through, 74, 75 miles per hour wind gusts or greater. Plus you have the big 30% you need to be aware of, the 15% in the yellow, the 5% in the brown. Here's your cities and states at risk for the damage and wind threat that comes with for tomorrow. And the hail threat. Significant severe as well. This is chances for hailstones 2-3 inches in diameter. Plus you have the 15% and plus you have the 5%. So please be aware of all these threats. Here's your cities and states at risk for the hail threat for tomorrow. Still showing it's a widespread and substantial severe weather episode. It's forecast across an area centered on the Ohio, mid and lower Mississippi, lower Missouri, Tennessee River valleys. Very large hail, damage and winds, and strong tornadoes are still expected, everybody. Plus a group of storms that's going all the way from Missouri, Illinois, across Indiana, Ohio. Be aware there is chances for a few tornadoes, also chances for widespread strong damage and wind gusts and large hail. And as this goes further south, potentially towards lower Mississippi Valley and eventually the mid-south Tennessee Valley, developing storms would pose substantial all-hazard severe risk, including very large hail, strong damage and winds, and potentially strong tornadoes. And be aware, a lot of this is going to be by early in the morning, late at night as well. And you can also see from this shot, this is with National Weather Service on the bottom, Colorado State University on the top. They're at pretty much good agreement on everything. Now, as this transitions towards the east for Monday, you do have your 5%, you do have your 15%. So far, here's your cities and states at risk for severe weather. Showing it'll still bring the chances for damage and winds, and further south towards mid-Atlantic, the Carolinas, and more southern. This is still all hazards risk, everyone, and it is anticipated by National Weather Service, including hail and potentially a few tornadoes. Now, the main reason why you probably clicked on this video is what's coming after this storm system. Everybody, look at the weather pattern. There's our latest data. This is from our European. This is our NAO, North Atlantic Oscillation. And I show you this a lot of times through the winter. If we get a negative NAO, we get a block in the Northern Atlantic, and this helps pull down whatever is northern, further south into the U.S. But this blocking pattern is going to help keep this long duration event, and showing that we could stay in this negative pattern all the way from the Wednesday and Thursday, where we have a risk out for severe weather already, and stay deeper and stronger negative pattern all the way to the following Wednesday, possibly, and maybe a weaker scenario coming right behind it. And showing on the AO, your Arctic Oscillation, that cold air is going to continuously come in. Now, cold air aloft is what's helping for this storm to strengthen, also helping to get a lot of big hail out of these storm systems. And this is bringing some of the strong tornadoes with the winds aloft. The winds aloft are a lot stronger as well, everybody. This next setup is truly dangerous than the first one, and the first one's bad enough. Because the cold air is going to come in a lot deeper on this next pattern that's going to stay all the way till Wednesday. This is going to bring cold air in, also bring chances for large hail, and with the winds aloft, it's going to bring a good chance for strong tornadoes once again. Still shown by National Weather Service, another severe, widespread, significant event is coming with this. So as you look way up in your atmosphere at your tropopause, you can see with the temperatures that you do get a lot of cold air aloft on the west side of the storm system. This is why as you go through Saturday and Sunday, it strengthens, and these storms in front of it get very strong, bring chances for large hail as well. And as you go through Monday, it pushes it further towards the east. Still cold air aloft. This is going to help bring for strong hail as well, maybe even some large hail. But look at the weather pattern we're going into. This is where we're going to get that blocking pattern. And now we're going to get these storms coming all the way from the south central, all the way towards Ohio Valley, out through the mid-Atlantic and the northeast. But a lot of cold air aloft that's just going to be there the whole time we have this pattern. So here's a pattern setup. After we get past this first storm system, this next one that's coming through as we go Tuesday into Wednesday. It's going to start bringing a lot of strong storms in front of it. But look what's setting up over here in the Atlantic towards the Gulf. Now you're getting this big high pressure revolving everything around into this direction. And while you have a little bit further to the north, you have this trough that's building of the storms that's going into this direction, and it stays in that path for quite some time. So if you watch it, you can see all these big bad storms in front of it. But as you go through Wednesday, it is way northern. This is where you have low pressure, strong winds aloft as well. This is where I think you can have a good chance for strong tornadoes. But look how strong these cells are, all the way from Texas, all the way towards the northeast. As you go by Thursday morning, it stays towards the northeast. And you go through Thursday afternoon, here it comes again, still revolving around, deep trough digging in with the cold air. And now it's bringing the storms all across again, all the way until Friday. Even possibly some on Saturday, while we get another trough coming through and just cutting everything lower into the U.S., more along the south and the southeast. But this is going to be a long duration of it. After this storm, we're going to stay in this pattern the whole time. And not just the bad storms, the damaging winds, the large hail, everything coming with it. This is going to bring a big area for some flooding as well. Winds aloft. This is why your storm system really ramps up as you go Saturday into Sunday, because once you get that low pressure over here across the Great Lakes, this is where you're getting winds aloft, a little southern of it. This is why you have those bad cells moving through Illinois, Indiana, some of Michigan as well. Be aware of that as that moves by early into the morning. Not a lot of strong winds aloft, but still a very strong storm system out of it. So now you can see how intense it is without even having those strong winds. As you go from Monday, goes towards the East Coast still. Then here we go for our setup as we go Tuesday into Wednesday. Very strong winds aloft. Here is your low pressure over here, bringing the chances for strong tornadoes as it goes by for Wednesday. Then here you go for Thursday. Is still there. A little bit milder event, but even this milder event is stronger than the event that we have for tomorrow. Stays in this weather pattern as you go through Friday. It gets a little bit weaker, but once again, stronger winds than we have for tomorrow. And it's going to stay that way, possibly all the way towards Saturday before that trough comes in and moves it away and it's a little more southern and eastern. I will keep you updated. Make sure you click the bell. This is a very concerning weather pattern. Even the lift is still there as you go all through Saturday evening, all the way through Sunday, bringing those storms all the way towards Michigan. Very strong in the south as that goes overnight. And then southern and eastern as you go through for Monday and Monday evening. Here we go for Tuesday and Wednesday. We get that big dry line kicking in. This moves way northern with all this instability. It goes all the way past the UP of Michigan. That means all these storms will be strong all the way to the north, everybody. Then as you go in for Thursday, there it is again, going all the way from the mid-Mississippi Valley all the way towards the mid-Atlantic. And as you go in for Friday, it's going to be there as well. The only difference is from Friday to Saturday, it's going to push a little bit further south and a little further towards the east with a significant. But it's going to be multi-day event, everyone, I guarantee you. So as you go in through Tuesday evening, here's a 15% risk, day 4. Here's your cities and states at risk for the second storm system that's moving through. And as you go into Wednesday, here it is, upgraded as well, the 30% risk enhanced feature. This will upgrade again, everyone. This is a day 5 enhanced risk. So far, here's your cities and states at risk for the severe weather event for Wednesday. There is nothing for Thursday. There is nothing for Friday, but I guarantee you will see this stretch, showing that it is depicting stronger surface features and a greater flow aloft, everyone, with your wind shear. And you can see here, the National Weather Service is agreeing with me, everyone. So day 5 for Wednesday, a widespread, potentially substantial severe event remains apparent. And while they had the 15% just like they showed yesterday, now they have grown it to the 30% area is being introduced from Arkansas northeastward to the mid-Ohio Valley. It appears that the environment will become conducive for supercells, with very large hail, damaging winds, and strong tornadoes, all possible during the afternoon and evening hours. On day 6, as we go through day 6, showing that while weak disturbances eject eastward through the southwesterly flow aloft across the central U.S., each of which may bring rounds of convection, severe potential in the day of 6 through 8 time frame. Narrowing down Pacific greater areas of potential is difficult at this time. So you can see here from National Weather Service as we go through for Wednesday for the enhanced feature. Look over here on Colorado State University. Not only are they seeing it going stronger, they're showing significant severe in all this black area here for the storms that's coming. If you look a little bit lower, you see National Weather Service has nothing. Colorado State University does show that we do have that threat. And if you look a little lower again, you can see also day 7, Colorado State University also showing that same threat in the same areas, everybody. Now for this first storm system, you see how we don't see a lot of winds, which is ridiculous. There's a lot of very bad storms coming through. The Europeans showing a 40 to 50 miles per hour wind gust. That's what that yellow is over here for Illinois going towards Indiana. But this is how it's not a high resolution model. You can only get a glimpse of what's coming. HRRR always shows better information. But at that level, look how much stronger this next storm system and pattern we're going into all the way to the 7 days, 168 hours. Showing it is bringing a lot stronger of impacts, 50, 60, maybe even up to 70 in the higher elevations. Wind gusts coming all across the central, Ohio, Midwest, all the way up past the UP possibly with some 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts coming with this next setup. Please help me share this information. I can't say this enough. Try and show comparison. Look at the Canadian, showing that it could go up towards that 60 a little bit. It could be a little bit stronger. And if you go by GFS, it agrees with the European on the size. It's agreeing with the Canadian on a stronger outcome, everybody. So please be aware, this is very strong winds. This is nothing that anybody wants to play around or mess with in the least. Showing that the weather pattern is going to be strong all the way from April 5th through April 11th. From the 5th through the 6th, heavy precipitation is anticipated in all of this green area, but flooding possible in all of this black and white stripe lines. Please be aware of this. Still showing for our first storm system, and then the next setup for just the next 7 days, all the way till Friday, maybe till Saturday morning, getting even heavier. And if you've been following my channel, you've been seeing this grow. We still have it for the West Coast. That has not changed. All the way for the Midwest going across the Great Lakes and the Northeast. That has not changed. That is, 1 to 2 inches possible of rainfall coming out of that. You can see how it comes across all the way towards the Northeast, but starting to build up very heavy as we go through for Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky, northern Mississippi. A very hot area where it's going to train, where you're going to get possibly 4 to 6 inches or more just in a matter of a couple of days. Still bringing a lot of heavy snowfall with this transition. You can see it's in a lot of a good agreement right now with who's going to get all this very heavy snowfall from the West Coast, the Rockies going across the upper Midwest. This is GFS. This is with the European. So you can see it's in a good agreement. It is bringing a lot of snow as well. But also the freezing rain, the ice is going to build up. Look at a big hot spot for northern Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, northern Michigan, and you get some for the Northeast. This is European. This is with the GFS. It's in a good agreement. Please be aware of this. All this freezing rain can stick to branches, knock trees down, cause power outages. At the same time, you have some strong storms passing through, bringing possible damage and winds, possibly some blizzards coming through it, and some severe weather, everybody. I'm trying my hardest to alert you and show you what is coming around the corner. That way you can prepare the best way for winds, for flooding. Just be aware of what's coming around the corner, everyone. I see some people in the comments, probably trolls, I don't know what their issue is, saying this is not severe and I'm being over dramatic. From what I can see out there, I'm the least dramatic person that posts these videos. I don't add anything dramatic to the video. I hope you take my warning. Please check on your neighbors, check on their pets, let them know what is coming around the corner. You will hear it from meteorologists soon. Now, before I go, I hope you know that there is some help out there. All you got to do is pray to God. Jesus is always listening. Hebrews 4:16. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Amen. Have a great day, everyone. Happy Sabbath to every single one of y'all. Make sure you get ready not only for these storms that's coming for Sunday into Monday, what is coming around the corner, because like I said, it's going to be a long duration event, everybody. I appreciate all of you. God bless every single one of you. Hope you do have a great day. Just remember, all glory goes to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope he keeps you safe every single day of your life and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everybody.